I don't like the idea as an artist of anyone telling me I can't do this or I should behave in such a way or fashion. That's why I got into the business, to express myself, make people laugh, and make them forget about stupid stuff like that. I knew each time I went to work that I was carrying the imagery that would be perpetuated and an opportunity to correct so many of the negative stereotypes that had been perpetuated for years and become part of the American fabric. It was a wonderful opportunity, but as I say repeatedly, at the risk of being redundant, it was also a great, great responsibility.
My darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. Darlings, we are off to Manchester on Saturday, the 5th of October. I will be there, as well as my amazing publicist, Karine, because I have humbly been invited to be a guest speaker at She Leads for Legacy Conference. I am so humbled. I am so excited to be there, to see all of you, to be with all of you. This year's theme is called Dare to be Powerful. I would also like to take the time to thank the founders of She Leads for Legacy. They are barristers, mother and daughter, and their names are Sharon and Afia Amesu. I am so honored and I am very humbled by your invitation to be a guest speaker, and I cannot wait. I truly cannot wait to be there. So, Fumi Nation men, Fumi Nation women, the tickets are literally sold out because it's a full house. The tickets are £25 and up. Get whatever tickets they have left, and I will see you in Manchester on Saturday. It is going to be a phenomenal event, and one thing that I am absolutely sure of is you're going to walk in one way and you're going to leave truly empowered, and that includes my very good self. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you on Saturday. So I am not going to do any dress up, look at my outfit today, because to be very honest, I'm not in the mood. I woke up this morning to Mr. Tony Busby, who is a high-profile lawyer from Houston, who is representing 120 lawsuits against Sean Combs. I am very happy that things are coming out to play. Of the 120 lawsuits, we have 60 men, 60 women. 25 of the lawsuits against Sean Combs are from minors, with the youngest being 9 years old, another child 14, and another one 15. When you listen to Mr. Busby, sorry, I'm trying not to. When you listen to the conference, Sean Combs allegedly has been doing this since 1991. 1991 was when I kind of started acting and modeling, and my mother chaperoned me to every audition and to every fashion show, modeling gig I did. This is to the core of me, because today I'm a mother. And I look at Adrian, who will turn 6 years old within the next week. And I cannot imagine a 9-year-old boy being essayed. I can't imagine, and yet I know that this does go on, the horrors of what has happened to these victims. I have expressed so many times in my videos leading up to this one. And I want to say a few things. Parents, you will have to find a support system, if not in family, in community, that your children are never left alone. I want you to know, me as an actor, that your children do not need to be left alone with any producer, with any director, with any casting agent. They do not need to be left alone in a room with that individual. I've come from that world. I came from Hollywood. I have modeled, and I still do in this my late years of 55. They do not need to be left alone. And if anybody tells you and promises that they can make your child a star, I want to let you know your child is either a star, born a star, or is not. Nobody can make them what they already are. They can only bring light to what they already have. And if they are, then they will want to capitalize on that talent because they will make more money on stage than in any bedroom. The entertainment industry is a cesspool because of individuals allegedly being accused of this. I said it in my other videos that I was disgusted not only by what Diddy has been alleged of, but those that participated, those that stood by and thought that it was funny, those that stood by and thought that it was great entertainment, those that stood by and did nothing. These are the enablers. Remember yesterday I told you how Don Richards allegedly Diddy once punched Cassie in the stomach at a dinner with Usher, Neo, and other high-profile guests. This was the trend. And you know, I think what upsets me more than anything is that these men have daughters. These men have what? These men have daughters. They saw all of this and nobody stood up one time to say, chill, man. Just chill. Nobody said that. That is why, for me, all of you have to go all the way down and be friends behind bars with Diddy. That crime alone, that's the crime for me. That you sat down and you ignored it. That you didn't say anything. Allegedly, if this is true, I am completely and absolutely disgusted. Completely disgusted. And that's why I'm sitting on this. And that's why I'll be here every single day. I truly think about all of the victims. All of them.
The names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are.
And Mr. Busby went on to talk about they're not only going after the enablers, of which there's a long shopping list of celebrities. They know who they are. They are going to be brought forward and exposed according to each individual case, because these are all 120 individual cases. It is not a class action suit. Some of the women, some of the victims were drugged with horse tranquilizers and other narcotics. It's horrific. And I want to give a trigger warning for those in preparation for what I'm going to say. There was a woman who was pregnant and refused to take whatever drink she was offered. Needless to say, they laced her consumption with something, and she found herself in bed with puffy combs the following day, with her private parts terribly damaged. This is a woman that is pregnant. Majority of all of this that he did were at his all-white parties, after parties, at his Christmas parties, 4th of July parties, parties in Florida, Miami, in the Hamptons, in Los Angeles. And it all started with drink. You were served alcohol, and if you did not take the alcohol, you were thrown out. This is what had happened for years. For years. It is not your fault. For those that became victims of this, it was not your fault. You went out to have a good time. You can never imagine that somebody can do this because you could never do or even think of doing that to another human being. But we live amongst people that wear masks. And that is why I have always said, I don't drink. I have never drunk. I get headaches. But I've found myself to have been really lucky because I didn't drink. And I strongly advise all of you, don't consume alcohol. Don't. And if you do, in the safety of your home, where you can go to bed and nobody is lacing it or wants to take advantage of you after that. Because these are things that can happen. These white parties, I truly believe that got wilder and wilder over time. The parties did not initially start like this, but he became braver and braver because he was getting away with it. Because these victims would and are victimized again, because why didn't you say something initially? Why didn't you say something right away? Why were you there? What were you wearing? Why were you swimming in the swimming pool? Shouldn't you be in school? Shouldn't you be studying? You should not be amongst these friends. You throw so much blame, and I tell you why. Because the people that you are telling, or most people, do not know how to handle such news. And so they throw back and say, you must have done something wrong. And that is why so many of them, excuse me, do not say anything. They suffer in silence. He was picking people on the street, runaways. Runaways, listen to me. If you cannot find safety at home for whatever reason, and you've run away from home, find a shelter. Find other people that can protect you. You are a target because they can see that you are unkept, you are not washed, that you don't have any aim, you're wandering the street. You become a victim. You are victimized at home for whatever reason, because I understand how some homes can be extremely toxic, and you're running away from one only to go into the devil's den on the other side. Find a shelter. Find a shelter where you can be safe. Go to the police station. We as a community have to be better, because there were a lot of cases where they did go to the police, where they did go to hospitals and they were turned away because you did not believe. And so these calculating predators are having a field day because they see who you are and they don't see any protection. And there's nobody, there's no shadow behind them to protect them away from situations such as this. If you are a child actor, of which I no longer support, you have to be escorted by a parent, by a guardian, by a family member. And if you do not go, or your parents tell you you cannot go, they are protecting you. And it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, whatever talent you have, it is always there. And if it's not now, it will be later. Because sometimes you really are just dodging the bullet. Hollywood has to be cleaned out. and it's given a bad name because these situations, these people give the industry a bad name. Call out the names, Mr. Busby. Call out the names. All of these people that participated in it, call out the names. I just say to myself, how can you do anything to a 9-year-old boy? How? I suggest to you, Diddy, allegedly, if this is true, allegedly, perhaps the safest place for you to be is be in the jail. Because I promise you, my time on this earth, if it was mine, you will never be safe. You killed these children. You killed them. You killed their dreams. You killed their confidence. You killed their spirits. You killed them. And those that watched, you did the same thing. That is monstrous. And for you to think that you could get away it shows the epitome of your arrogance. And you have children. You have children, Diddy. Allegedly. A 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, and many, many more cases that he said in the conference. This is murderous in more ways that you can imagine. And it goes two ways. They die. They don't become anything. Or hurt people, hurt others. Because perhaps you did not get the therapy that you needed. I didn't want to do this. But I realized, for me, you have to do it. Because you have to bring noise. You have to bring deafening noise to this. It's disgusting. But it is cruel. What you have done allegedly is cruel. It is cruel. These innocent children that really truly could have become, you killed them. And that is why you have to have life with no possibility of parole. And if it means all of Hollywood goes, all of Hollywood goes. Because this is why parents don't want their children to be in entertainment. They don't want them there. I have no words. I struggle. And this is one of the reasons why, in many ways, I didn't do law. And at the same time, there has to be justice. Somebody has to do it because it's just so dark. It's just so dark. CASSIE blew the casket on this. Cat Williams blew the casket on this. We have to start paying attention. It cannot be only for monetary gain. That is a very cheap trade. It's not enough for it to be only money. Because these celebrities, don't look at them to be anything. Don't look up to them for anything. You are richer than them. You are by far richer than them. Clean it out. Clean house. Let it start with Diddy, but let us clean house. In every industry, in every company, in banks that took cash and you didn't ask questions, in hotel rooms that you knew this was going in from the hotels and you did nothing. Clean them out. They have to be responsible, because if they do not, this continues. This continues. And I say this because I promise you, heaven on earth have forbid, not my child. Not my child. I'm a wolf. I will hunt you down. You will want the police. You will want Tony Busby to come after you. You will not want me. I promise you, hell is not as bad as I. I will come after you with the last breath I have. With the last breath I have, and you will go slow. I want to take the last few minutes and to say thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for protecting me. I couldn't have known. I couldn't have known. Thank you. Until you become a parent, before you know what it is to parent children. And the one thing I hate about being a parent is the worry. I worry all the time. Is he okay? Has he eaten? Is so there? I haven't gotten a message. How is he? I worry all the time. When I go to bed, how will he be? Will he be okay? And you did this. You did this. Where these parents trusted you? No. 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 It is beyond wrong. And justice has to be served. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, to hit the notification button, and I will see you sooner than later.